Kofos. Kofos. You might not be able to say it that way, but that's the way it's supposed to be said, right? This is 2662. CHAPHASH. Kofos. Yeah, man. So what does this mean? Interestingly, guess what it means? This is a Greek word. It's a Greek word. It's not the Hebrew word. This is what it means. To search. To explore. To examine. So you've reached the number 70. That's a fantastic place to be. And the rest is to follow. What is to follow on this journey of life? Yeah, this Hebrew verb primarily means to search or explore thoroughly. It conveys the idea of a diligent and careful examination, often with the intent of discovering something hidden or understanding something more deeply. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. So you've reached this side. So let's say you've thrown the dice. Many of us are in different positions on this board. And there's so many chords. I could go into even deeper if I wanted to. But time does not permit, I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. You're the salt of the earth. I must get onto that, you know. So remember, the role of salt. You anointed once. Listen, Michael, there's something in this for you, Michael. Michael. Also, there's so many good illustrations that you're using. I was quite impressed. Just lately, aye. Should I mention the name? Should I what? Why not? She's a sister. Yeah, okay. Gina, you used a wonderful illustration. I thought, wow, you know, about a team, being on a team. And somebody else, they've got the same suit on, but they fight for the other team. It's like, it's a great illustration. That reminded me of something what happened in with a team in England. There was a guy who used to play for Newcastle, Chrissy Waddle, right? And I was down in London at the time when Chrissy Waddle had gone to Tottenham, you know, from Brighton. The Geordie lads classed him as a Geordie, yeah. Chrissy Waddle and that. Anyway, he went down there and they were shouting at him. I was in the match. I was watching. And the Newcastle lads, because it was a Newcastle and Tottenham game, and I was down London. They said some nasty things. The Newcastle supporters back. They called them a fucking Judas and everything. Aye. So, you know, how about, let's say somebody, Sunderland, where I live, at Newcastle. So let's say we had Newcastle in Sunderland. And this Newcastle lad got signed in to Sunderland. Right? And he put the Sunderland uniform on. But he was born in Geordie, Newcastle lad. I wonder how he would feel for playing for Sunderland. Would he put his whole heart into it? Because he's new, and he always wanted to play for Newcastle, but Sunderland accepted him. But he's got inside he's Newcastle, but he's got a Sunderland. I think that's an illustration that's similar to yours, isn't it, sweetheart? I don't know, is it? But anyway, salt of the earth, that's everything. Michael, listen. In ancient times, salt was primarily, I always get that word, don't I? Used as a preservative, preventing decay and corruption. Well, we know that because they catch big amounts of fish and loads of salt on them to preserve them. So it's a preserver, that's true. Preventing decay and corruption. This, where are we? Yeah, that's right. This practical use is mirrored in its spiritual symbolism. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus, right, refers to his followers as the salt of the earth. Matthew 5, verse 13. Implying their role in preserving the moral and spiritual fabric of society. The metaphor suggests that believers are to act as agents of preservation, maintaining the purity and integrity of the world around them. Salt also holds a great significance, actually, in the Bible, in Leviticus, right? In Leviticus 2, verse 13. Because there it says, you are to season each of your grain offerings with salt. You must not omit it from your grain offerings. The salt of the covenant of your God. You are to add salt to each of your offerings. Now that's not good advice according to some experts. Do not have too much salt. Well, that's true. Do not have any salt. What? How dare you say that? Listen. This salt of the covenant symbolizes the enduring and unbreakable nature of God's promises. Salt, with its preservative qualities, represents the perpetual and binding nature of the covenant between God, I would rather say our Father, and his beautiful children. In the New Testament, salt is associated with wisdom and gracious speech. So now we're going to get into it. The words, what we use. Remember, Jesus said, my words are like the bread from heaven, water from above. Salt is associated with wisdom and gracious speech. Now in Colossians 4 verse 6, right, it says this, let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. There's things we have to say, it's more palatable when it's seasoned with beautiful thought words that are likened to the salt. Are we getting it yet? I'll get to it, Michael. Just hold on. What I'm going to do, so we understand now why it is important to use salt in our everyday lives. What I'd like to do, let's just read this to you. Salt is what? That's right, sodium. Sodium. Salt. Sodium. Salt. Our bodies, right? Listen, I'm going to read this from, you can read it for yourself. It's an article. Very well fit. Very well fit. I'm not going to read it all. As much as sodium has been demonized in the American diet, mostly because of we consume far too much. How do you know whether you've consumed far too much salt? Everybody has a different need, as you're going to find out. There's different levels, and sometimes you need less, sometimes you need more. Listen. Your body will tell you, let me give you an example, how your body tells you. You've got some tomatoes, a tin of tomatoes. All you want to do is eat the tomatoes. They're bland. You add the salt. Just not enough. A bit more, just not enough. And you accidentally go, oh no, and it just, your body tells you there's too much salt. Your body is alerting you. You might crave a bit of salt. Your body's telling you. You might, oh, no, I don't want any more salt. Your body's telling you. Our Father's given you signs, you see. Now listen. Salt, it says, actually plays a vital role in functioning our bodies. Sodium, like calcium, magnesium, phosphate, and potassium is an electrolyte. Listen, it's an electrolyte. Vital. Meaning that it creates an electrical charged